Bizarre from D12.
Yo, what's good, y'all? This is Fresh.
Hey, Redman is in the building. You already know.
Hey guys, this is Emily Peachy.
Shout out, man, to Worldwide Collaborations, man.
I want to shout out Worldwide Collaborations LLC.
Shout out to the Worldwide Collaborations LLC.
World movement, beyond thousands of movements.
The world movement, beyond thousands of movements.
All about representing each other together. So check this out.
What's up? You want to be a part of this? You want to be a part of the Worldwide Collaboration?
You guys should all be a part of Worldwide Collaboration.
Worldwide Collaborations LLC. Check us out, man, and check what's going on, man. Word up. I have recently been choosing to be a spokesman and an ambassador, so you will see a lot more of me. Join the movement, man. It's beyond thousands of movements right now and talents put together, all about representing each other together.
I want to join, so I might see you there. All right, much success.
It is a worldwide collaboration song.
Yeah. Look, brainstorming, creative thinking, and new ideas, inventing inventions.
All right. Welcome back to the Chatterbox with yours truly, King Jacob. Man, we have another Star-Studded episode with, two fellas who have definitely paid tribute to the hip-hop culture for a very, very long time. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and have these young men introduce themselves, and then we'll get into their story.
It's your boy Speakmind right here. The man behind the bars, the deep thinker, real bar spitter, coming from Philly, it's all real rapping and old school flows.
Peace. What's going on, y'all? It's Ja RaJeem. I'm also Philly based. I'm a audio engineer, music producer, and an educator.
Okay, man. Peace, fellas. Peace. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
So we're gonna get started with this particular question before we get into who you guys are. What does the hip hop culture mean to you?
To me, hip hop culture is like, it's like a lifestyle. It's all I know since a kid, and it's just all about, being authentic and true to yourself, as far as I'm concerned, and putting a message out there. Not just rapping for the sake of rapping. Trying to inform or raise awareness about certain things. My thing is mental health. That's what I try to raise awareness about in my music. But yeah, it's just a culture, culture that everybody loves, and it mean the world to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like hip hop, it has changed as far as my perception of it. As when I first was introduced to it as a real young kid, an elementary school kid, it was something that was happening in the moment, so and then I get to, my formative years, high school, college, things like that, and it became something that I wanted to pursue as a passion, as a career. And I don't know if hip hop means the same thing to any two people, just because there's so many facets of it and there's so many ways to participate in it. For me, it's really just been my anchor as far as how I approach the work I do, and hip hop has sort of been like that filter to allow for me to kind of just flesh out my ideas and really get a clear understanding of where I want to take my art, and where I want to take my passions and my feelings and my experiences and things of that nature. So hip hop is been really a lifeline for me, and I participated in every aspect of it. I was a break dancer. I was DJ'd, I MC and make beats. Um, and now I'm at this point in my career where I'm educating, and so it's really come full circle for me.
Okay, great. So so you guys have this particular song that DJ Kawan sent me. Shout out to DJ Kawan
Shout out to
for,
DJ
for,
Kawan.
for, for linking it up.
Yeah.
Killer Bees. Um, Man, when I first heard it, I had to listen to the joint about 5 times because I felt like it's something that I missed. So, and when you listen to a song that reminds you so much of the essence of hip hop, where where you like, okay, what he said, he said here, youth pastor, what, and 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 then and then then you listen to the production, you like it kind of put you in the mind of like RZA or DJ Premier or a Havoc or Alchemist, you know what I mean? So it was like hip hopish,
Yeah.
like it's like you just can't anybody just couldn't rap on the production. You know what I'm saying? It had to be somebody that really fit the production. So tell me about this song and the creation of it and how it all came together.
Um, we were in the studio finishing up something else, and I had already been chopping those drums up a little bit,
Hmm.
and I could have a tendency to overproduce stuff and start adding too much stuff in it. And Speak was like, no, 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 just kind of keep that right here. I said, well, I was trying to find like a James Brown, something like that, but we ended up finding this lady voice, this lady, a woman's vocal chop. And at first we were like, I don't know, but I was like, I don't know. And I said, we'll write to it, see what happens to it, and really quickly came back with it. It was done. It kind of put him in a. I'll let him tell you his side of it, but yeah, we just kept it really simple. We just kept it really simple. We didn't overthink this one. It wasn't something that it was really an afterthought of the session that we were in. But you find a nice drum loop, chop that up, switch it up a little bit, and then it's kind of easy from that point once you got the drums. And it's really, I think the beat only got 3 tracks. It's the drums, the vocal shop, and the bass line. And so, I think that might have been what served the song is the simplicity of the production. It wasn't overthought.
Okay. So we have the Legacy magazine out of Mississippi tapping in with us. She says good evening,
Good evening.
Shout out to them.
no doubt.
For,
So
for
speak
me,
so speak before you say this, man. All I'm gonna say is this right here, bro. Um,
what you say you cut out that 1 second you about.
I said all I'm gonna say is like when it first came across my email, right? Cause DJ Kawan sent me the record. He said, "Man, listen to this." He said, "They're accepting interviews." So I listened. I listened again. So the second time I listened, I hit him back. I said I would love to have them on the show. And so when y'all accepted, I had to go back 3 more times and listen because I wanted to have the conversation all right. Because when you really hear something that's so raw and so real and so uncut, you have to really, really listen to it so you can engage in the conversations. Because when you speak into real MCs, even when you're interviewing, you know, their mind be just so intellectual, and so you be like, oh man, I just can't. It's not just a regular conversation. It's called music intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I heard. With this track. So go ahead and speak, my man.
um so for me on the beat making process, you know, it was just normal, me sitting there, Ja doing this thing, and we had a couple of inputs. At first, I wasn't feeling the beat 100%, but it definitely grew on me. And, just riding in the truck, I let the beats bang, for hours and hours. And I just be thinking, and this is a guy from my neighborhood. His name was Walt, right? So we all rap and all that. And it's like a friendly competition, but he always does like old school style. You know what I mean? He doesn't like adapt. So we mess with him a little bit. So then when I was riding, I was just thinking about Killer Bees, because that's what I call him. He do Killer Bees all the time. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I just came up with it real quick. The night here, I'm right here, I'm in your dreams. Coming through with another flow was Killer Bees. And I just went from there, and then I was just thinking about, I was like, damn, this kind of sound like a Method Man flow. So I'm gonna just tribute that. And I just started thinking about old school rappers, Raekwon, Nas, and I threw some of their flavors in there. I mean, not in the sense of biting, but paying homage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I got this thing that I do. It's called the King of Flows. You know what I mean? So you know how Weezy, he do his mixtapes and he do everybody beats and he rap like them. So I do a similar thing, and I just call it King of Flows. And when it all came together, I was just like, damn, this is hot. And the beat was banging and everything, and it just came full circle. And with the Killer Bees behind it, all them bars they just started coming. It just comes natural.
It's a real dope track, man. It's a real dope track. But you definitely have to be a hip hop head to really understand it. You know what I mean? It ain't for the average mind, and that's a fact. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, tell me, speak. How long you been MCing?
Um, I wrote my first rap when I was 10, and so it's kind of crazy, right? So I grew up in a family of mostly females, and as a kid, they never listened to me. It was always one of them situations. But when I discovered that when I rap, people shut up and listen, I became addicted to it because it was like the number one way that I could express myself and really get my point across. Before, I used to just draw. If I was feeling bad, I draw a crazy, gory picture. If I was happy, I draw some happy shit. But lyrically, when I was able to exactly tell you how I feel, when you listen to it and you can feel it and understand it and see where I'm coming from, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. So it's really really art imitating life for me.
No doubt, no doubt. That's what's up. That's what's up. So we have Latoya Brand speak. I'm tapping in. She's out of Atlanta, Georgia. She's a herbalist, future holistic doctor. So if there's any type of sickness you have, she got every type of product known to man. When it comes to the sea moss, the sour syrup, any type of drink that help colon cleansers, and she got everything, man. So shout out
Shout out
to
to
her.
her.
Shout out to her for helping our people get healed, and she has many, many, many clients. So no doubt, no doubt. So when it comes to you, Ja,
Yeah.
okay, break dancer.
All right. I don't. I guess I'll talk about just with the I made my first beat when I was 15 years old in 1989
Okay.
on an Ensoniq Mirage sampler. Um, Really, it was my mother who kind of she didn't. I'm not gonna say she forced me to do music, but my mother really facilitated me being able to grow as a musician. Um, because she just let me bang out all hours of the night.
Mm.
you know, and like going back to breakdancing, I think I won like $40 at a breakdance battle at a local roller skating rink. And ever since that moment, my mother had just been all in on me and on hip hop in general. You know what I mean? And so much so that when I decided to go to college, my mother was like, "Why are you going to college? Why aren't you just doing music?" And a lot of parents wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I still went to college because I had other things that I wanted to do. But
Mm.
my mother asked me the question like, "Are you sure you want to go to college? Why don't you just go to New York and try to do what you can do with music?" You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's sort of how I started. I had a neighbor about 6 doors down from me named Kevin Holt, and he was a jazz piano player, but he had a studio in his house, and he used to record like a lot of jazz guys like Billy Arnold, um, Yusuf Lateef, guys like that, and he would just let me sit in on sessions, and he would just show me like signal flow and EQ, compression, all this type of stuff. He had Pultex and all that type of stuff. And he had an Akai S920 sampler with no manual. He said someone owed him some money and they just gave him that. And so he would just let me take it for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. And yeah, so that was really like how it kind of started for me. And then I got all my family members' records. All my aunts and uncles' records in the late '80s, early '90s, when folks was getting CDs and throwing away their records, they all right here.
Oh wow.
They all right here. They all right here. They all right here. You know, and I got crates and crates of records all over the house. But yeah, I was able to just curate samples, and I never really had to. I dig now, but I never really had to go like digging for records because I just ended up having everything. My family was people who like to throw after hours and drink and play cards, so they just had anything that was popular. They had all the
Right.
popular stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Okay. That's
that's
dope, man.
kind of how it started with me. Yeah.
That's real dope. That's real dope, man. It sounds like a whole documentary is coming. You know what I mean? From the way I'm seeing it, you know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
because we're talking about '89 up until this point, and you still going and you still moving crowds like Rakim. So you know what I mean? Like
Nice.
that's what's up. So we have Fleet DJ's operation manager in the state of Georgia tapping in. My homie Deanna Freeman, man, she says good evening.
Good
Um,
evening.
she's definitely a dope person to know. Really got a whole lot of connects. So I'm gonna definitely plug y'all in with it for sure. For sure. For sure. So that's what it's about building the network. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with some more important messages.
Shout out to the men that just came home from jail and said no matter what the circumstances is, I'm never going back. Shout out to the men that said I'm tired of neglecting my children. I'm stepping up and being a man for my children, teaching them morals, honor, responsibility. Shout out to the men that say, you know what, I'm tired of sleeping on that couch. I'm tired of using my mother. I'm tired of using that girl. I'm going to step up and be a man for me. Shout out to the men that just graduated from college or going to college. Shout out to the men that graduated from trade school. Shout out to the men that say, yo, I'm just tired of being tired and I need to make a change. Shout out to the men that stayed there, that's raising their children. Shout out to the men that's getting married or want to stay married. Shout out to the men that's taking care of children that's not biologically theirs. Shout out to the men that's trying to figure it out. Shout out to the men because you are a beautiful soul. Shout out to the men that's just being a part of everybody's life to make a change, man. Stop the violence.
All right, man. Shout out to the men, bro. Shout out to the men.
That was a message.
That was dope.
No doubt, man. That brother is from the great city of Philadelphia.
I could
You know
tell.
what I mean?
So is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man. So speaking of Philly, man, as they say, Illy Philly. What's the music scene like out there? And before you answer that, I got cousins from Germantown over there, in Germantown, and I got cousins out there on Baltimore Avenue in West Philly as well. So,
Oh, that's Southwest, no doubt.
yeah. So, but I know from my experience of visiting there and going there to see fam and just connecting with people, I tell people if you know anything about Philly, Philly cats can do three things. They can hoop, they can rap, and they can box your head in.
Yeah,
Word up.
yeah.
That's accurate.
Yeah. So man, so
Well,
what the music?
Philly was at one point was the top boxing town in the country. Like when I first moved down here, I moved here from New England. I grew up in Massachusetts, like an hour outside of New York City. Um, and when I first moved here, there were boxing gyms in every neighborhood.
Wow.
In every neighborhood, yeah. Philadelphia is a boxing town, definitely.
Right. So what the music scene like out there these days as far as the hip hop culture?
I don't know. If you ask me, it's a lot of spitters. It's a lot of spitters from like 9 to 90. It's a lot of competition. But what we got going on, what Ja got going on with the energy, you know, it's all positivity. You know what I'm saying? No negativity allowed. And everybody just showcasing their talent and having it. That's the part that I like about the scene.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying? It's just meeting new people, building the camaraderie, seeing the different artists, and it's no hostility even allowed. Like if you in there acting crazy, you gotta go. And
Right.
the energy is just great. I love it.
yeah. So we started the energy around 2022, and so we do a monthly hip hop music. It's not just hip hop because we bring singers and whatnot into, but we just curated a scene for artists of a certain age. It seems like musically, the city of Philadelphia is really an indie rock town. A lot of people don't know that. This is one of the major hubs for indie rock in the country. All of
Okay.
the venues, there are so many great venues in Philly, and most of them won't book hip hop acts because they book an indie rock acts. You look at places like the Fillmore, Union Transfer, Johnny Brenda's, Silk City, and numerous events. But there
Okay.
was really nothing for hip hop. And then what they would have for hip hop, we were sort of aged out of that, because are they looking for what's on the radio? And we wanted to do something that was a bit more, I guess you call it more traditional hip hop, and also to be able to have an event where older hip hop fans or older hip hop heads that want to come out with a lady want to come somewhere where they feel comfortable bringing a lady. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we set up the energy, and the energy is it's your inner gifts, your inner God, your inner however you want to define the G for yourself, and we've been rocking for about 3 years with the energy. So that's been a really nice collective of artists and producers and just creatives that get together. We get together once a month, and we fellowship over this music.
Okay. That's dope, man. That's dope. And I would say that I pay attention to Philly artists a lot. I used to live in Delaware for about 5 years, so I was always in Philly. So and when I used to come up to Philly, man, the underground scene was crazy, man. Like I'm talking about. I ain't just talking about dudes spitting. I'm talking about chicks that got lyrics for days, man. That would go at a dude for real, for real. Like I was like, man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. So, with that being said, man, is it still like that up there?
Yeah,
Philly's a
it's definitely.
gauntlet. Philly's a gauntlet. When it comes to rapping, lyrics, Philly is a gauntlet. I would never want to disparage any other city, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say pound for pound, I think this might be the toughest place to compete as an MC.
Especially battle culture. We started the battle culture,
Yeah.
the
And you
punchlines and
just
all
look at
that, and Philly
the
versus
bar
different
is
cities.
yeah, and the bar is set really, really high. Um, but one of the ironic things is that a lot of the top tier Philly MCs who get that universal love around the country don't always get it here.
I mean, that's kind of
Like the average Philadelphian doesn't have Black Thought in their top five as a lyricist.
Yeah, he does get over.
They just don't, and it just is, But it just is. It's baffling.
can
He's
can
definitely
can
one
I
of the
really
illest,
can,
for sure.
can I really say this, man? That makes no earthly sense at all.
And yeah, I can't. You get some things that just yeah, I can't. I stopped trying to figure it out. But I came up with a theory that because Philadelphia sits in between DC and New York, we have a little bit of an identity crisis.
Hmm.
A little bit.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to a lot of cats from the Shy, and they don't think Common is nice. I don't know. I don't know why not. I mean, I've been
I
listening.
guess Ace is some
I've been listening to him since Common Sense. So,
music.
like, what?
Right. And maybe that's just a symptom of how hometowns rock.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you get
saying?
the most hate in your own city.
That might be how hometowns rock.
Yeah.
Plus, they got the drill rap popping out there, and Common is far from drill rap.
Yeah.
So please don't remind me, man. Don't remind me.
I'm not a fan of drill rap.
Me neither. Me neither, bro. Not by far. I don't. I. It really hurts my ears, man. Like real talk, man. Like I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's the thing. I made a note to change about myself because when I first started rapping, I was a vicious hardcore rapper. You know what I'm saying? But then as I got older and I realized, like, yo, this shit is real, and in this hip hop game, they're gonna challenge you. You
Right.
know what I'm saying, behind what you're saying. So I kind of switched my game up to just being 100% lyrical. You know what I'm saying, minus bang bang, shoot 'em up, kill you and your grandma and all that.
Right. And
So it was
I
like
can appreciate that.
challenge myself to make better music.
It's called growth. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. It's called growth. It's called growth and challenging the mind. You know what I mean? So I say salute you for that. You know what I mean?
I
I,
appreciate it.
I definitely
My
appreciate
my
you.
main thing was just I had to be real. I couldn't spit
Right,
no fakeness at all.
right, right. I definitely appreciate you for that, man.
Yeah.
And then for both of you guys, man, how do you feel about hip hop nowadays?
I mean, I think hip hop is in a great place. You know, rap music might not be where we want it to be, right?
Hmm.
But that's just one aspect of hip hop. But if you look at graffiti art, DJing, breakdancing, all those art forms are light years ahead of where they started out, right? They've all just been evolving. And it just seems that the MCing just hasn't caught up.
Okay, okay.
Even
So
music, even if you look at the production, hip hop production has continued to improve. You look at what the graffiti artists are doing, getting their works in like fine art galleries all around the world. Breakdancing made an Olympic appearance. Obviously, it got some bad pub, but there was really only two bad breakdancers in the Olympics. Everyone else was killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nobody watched the whole thing. They just saw the news and was like, this was terrible. But nah, I watched the whole thing, every battle. And it was two bad breakdancers. Everyone else was killing it.
But you know what people say, man. The good guys suffer with the bad. So
The good
you
gotta
know.
suffer with the bad. And I get it. And I get it. And I wasn't like, I was a little disappointed that folks that really didn't watch all the battles were so strong with their opinions. You know what I'm saying? But I got over that. But yeah, I think hip hop's in a great place. And hip hop is gonna go where we go. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because it's a microcosm of our society and our culture and our family life and our personal values. And it becomes a microcosm of that because it holds a mirror up. Like this is what you are right now. And if we don't really like hip hop or rap music or where it's at right now, we kind of got to look at ourselves. We got to look at what are our values and what seeds are we planting in our own communities for that
Yeah.
to be our artistic reality. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think hip hop is coming back to how it used to be as far as, the real artists. Like Kendrick is bringing it back when he bombing on Drake. But then at the same time, you got like these rappers that don't have substance. Like I don't really want to say too many names, but
Man, this is my show, bro. You can say whatever name you want.
okay, so Sexy Reds and Suki Honda, like that's rap.
That's
You know what I
trash.
mean? That's rap. That's not hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. So I was listening to Kim recently, you know what I'm saying? And when Kim did it, I don't know, it wasn't uh, I don't know, maybe it's just different times or something, but it didn't seem as extreme when Kim did it.
I think it's because we liked Kim.
Yeah, that's what it
It's the
is.
But she
same
could really
thing.
rap. Like she really
She
got
didn't write no
bars.
rhymes though.
Yeah. I
She
mean,
ain't write no rhymes.
she got some hot shit after Big was
Hey,
gone.
man, I'm gonna say now, holy right there, holy right there, man. I'm gonna say this, and you could disagree, cause it's your opinion. But what I have learned that some of our favorite old school MCs didn't write their rhymes, and
Right.
so therefore, I tell people it's called the entertainment business, and
And I have right.
there's so
I
many
agree with you
components to the
actually.
entertainment business, and so okay, it's
I
cool.
agree with you. No, I agree. I think I agree with you. I agree with you. And I'm only saying that to say I can't be so critical of Sexy Red when I was so accepting of Little Kim and Foxy Brown.
Amen, amen. But even though somebody wrote for them, the karma and the karma, the charisma, the charm on the track, and
I still listen.
the way they presented it,
Yeah,
just
I
was like
still listen to it. Listen, I still listen to it. But also, you
Okay,
remember,
so maybe
I
not the
still listen to it.
raunchiness. Let's just say if it was really, really, really genuinely good music. Like Kim was raunchy, but it was good music.
Well, because
No
Kim
time
had
for
the
fake ones.
benefit, of being developed. Foxy Brown had the benefit of being developed. There was still A&R, there was still artist development. That
that's
doesn't
true.
exist. Sexy Red, they just picked her up off of a YouTube video and made her famous, right? She didn't get no media training. She wasn't sitting in a studio with someone like, obviously we don't want to say, this P Diddy thing is the P Diddy thing, but just to separate his personal life from how he functioned as an executive, you know, she was developed. You know what I'm
Right, yeah.
saying? She was developed. Foxy was developed. You know what I'm saying? Um, who I feel bad for, who should be cleaning up in this era is Kaya. Remember her, My Neck, My Back? She should be killing it right now.
Right.
She should be killing it right now. I know she's sitting at home like I came out 10 years too early.
Hey man, listen, man. You
Yeah,
funny,
she
man.
was ahead
But
of her
but
time.
but I'm gonna say this, man. And maybe it's not for the industry to get. And yes, she is a Grammy award winning artist. but I just don't think she get enough love, man. Like
Who that?
I feel like Rhapsody should get way more love than she get.
Rhapsody.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, and it's by design.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, once
For
they
sure.
consolidated the radio stations in 1994 and allowed, you know, radio stations just to buy up all the small stations and come with a national playlist, you know, promoting and marketing creativity just became secondary to marketing personality. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just the way that's just an artist like that. Think about this. Kenny G is the highest selling jazz musician of all time.
Right.
He done sold more records than Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Dizzy Gillespie, all these guys, right? Now, real jazz heads don't even consider Kenny G to be jazz. The lowest common denominator always wins in the market because it's the easiest to package and send out. It's easiest to digest. You know what I'm saying? People are entertained at their level of intelligence. I don't want to sound elitist, but
Mm-hmm.
people are entertained at their level of intelligence. So when you have a country like our country where the intelligence level of most of the citizens is low, you can give them peekaboo 1, 2, 3, and they'll buy it because they can digest it.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. 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 So
That, that,
shout out to my man Big C tapping in from Greenville, South Carolina, Southern Soul singer, man. He says good evening, family. So
Good
appreciate you, Big C,
evening.
for tapping in, man.
what up?
So
What up? What up?
so let me ask you guys a question. I see a lot of artists are like a lot of hip hop artists like the Southern soul music. You know, like King George and those fellas. Like, so what do you feel about that music? Because I can tell, bro, that you a music connoisseur. So you know when you just was naming Coltrane and Kenny G and then we talking about people like Herbie Hancock too. And like, listen, bro, you listen to some of everything, and you study
Yeah,
all music, So I can tell. So, what do you feel about the Southern soul music intertwining with the hip hop culture?
I like it because it's bringing singing back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've realized like how much we've missed natural voices over music.
Hmm.
So that's
Okay.
what I really like. You know what I'm saying? I really like that. And you know, I was having a conversation with somebody else. Like hip hop is it's like it's like Old Bay. It's like Tony seasoning. You could put that on anything and it
Hmm.
work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Lowry's like hip hop is like a perfect seasoning for any other genre of music that you want to bring into the that you want to marry it with, if you will, you know.
Right. Right. Right.
Um so yeah, I'm that like a lot of that new Southern soul stuff is just refreshing because it reminds me of the stuff of it has a feeling of the stuff that I grew up with my folks playing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Of course. Of
And
course.
so it's like when you hug your aunt, you ain't seen her in a little while. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's one of them things musically. So I like it. It's encouraging, and you know I don't want to be redundant again, but I really enjoy the fact of hearing you know real voices, real singing voices on music again. I like that a lot.
Right. Okay. Okay. What about you, Speak?
you said Southern Soul.
Yes, sir.
Um, I like it. I like any good music. Any music that's good, like any genre. You know, I just like to hear real good music. Real talent, people that take it serious, and you could tell they care about it, and they concentrate and put their best foot forward with the music. I can appreciate that. I can't say that I really tune in to the Southern Soul, But from what I have heard, you know, like, cause I was raised off of Sade, so I can appreciate, you know, some real singing and the way that the artist is talking to the listener.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I appreciate. I like that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Now, this question is for both of you guys, and I've been curious about this. I talked to my old heads about it, and we always talk about. I used to hear my pops them say, "Oh, that record right there, that's that sound of Philly. The sound of Philly." You know what I mean? When the old heads used to talk about, you know, when you had, you know, you had Motown, you had the sound of Chicago with Donny Hathaway, and then you had the sound of Philly. You know what I mean? So, would Philly ever kind of reconstruct that sound to get that sound back when you had people from down south always talking about this sound of Philly?
Well, it's cyclical. It's a cycle, right?
No.
So the initial sound of Philly, you're really talking about Philadelphia International Records, Gamble and Huff, McFadden
Right, right,
Whitehead, um, a very a very integral um component to the sound of Philadelphia was a man named Larry Gold. Have you heard of Larry Gold?
Yeah, I have heard of Larry Go.
Because he had the studio down on 7th Street, right? Larry
Right.
Gold Studios down there. Anyway, Larry Gold did a lot of those string arrangements.
Okay.
And up until about 2019, the Roots still had their studio at Larry Gold's.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so he was so Larry Gold's was tapped into Philly hip hop. So that's sort of like a bridge between, because Kenny Gamble didn't want to have nothing to do with Philly hip hop, period.
Right, right,
He
right.
didn't see it
Of
as
course,
music.
of course not.
Whereas I think they kind of look at it now as something that he probably, because he's done really great with building schools out here. Kenny Gamble's the man with the universal schools. The schools are dope. And he does a lot in the community. But I think he might not have really saw the vision with rap music, hip hop. So he sort of just didn't pay much attention to it instead of curating it. But Larry Gold really did a lot to curate hip hop as far as from a studio level.
Okay,
From a
okay.
studio level. Yeah, yeah. And so that's sort of like but the sound of Philadelphia, it changed. It came back. You know what I mean? Neo soul, which we consider to be neo soul.
Right.
That's a Philadelphia thing.
I know, I know, I know.
That's a
I,
Philadelphia thing, right? So it evolves,
you know,
It evolves.
I remember
Yeah.
uh
The Black Lily
R.P.
era and
Angie
things of
Stone,
that
but you know,
nature.
she's from South Carolina like myself. I
Uh-huh.
remember when she used to always go up to Philly. You
Right.
know, she used to be up there with Jill Scott and NDRE
Yeah.
and you know, Music Soul Child and people like that. So
Yeah.
uh, we all know about the neo soul sound of Philly, man. It's one of the best that's ever created. You know what I mean?
Yep. And
It's
it's
one of
sort
the
of like,
best.
and that neo soul is a continuum of, hip hop drums over that really kind of lush chord play. And it was, yeah, that was a moment. That was a great moment in Philly too during that era.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So before we get out of here, man, I'm gonna ask one last question, and both of you guys can give me who's the next hot female and who's the next hot male coming out of Philly that's really buzzing right now. That you see that you hear commercial radio playing all the time.
Shoot. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the female, but the Philly artist that I hear on the radio the most is I would say either Core, and I hear a lot of Santos on the radio.
Okay.
Now Santos, I know Santos personally. Super pain spitter. You know what I'm saying? Super duper pain spitter. He got unlimited pain. Like in this, he got limited bars and the ball just on fire. You know what I'm saying? I would personally, I would say, I mean, I can't honestly say that they're next up because there's other people in the circuit that's really, really, really buzzing. Like, what's Rain Man new name, Ja?
RJ Payne.
Yeah, he's bubbling. He's like underground, but he's doing collaborations with major artists right now. So if anyone would be next in line, as far as I've seen, it would be him. Because I guess it's only a matter of time for something of his to get on the radio. Because he's doing songs with major artists now, like he's totally different level.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, maybe RJ Payne. Although my fear is that he may get pushed towards the blue collar route, which ain't up. You know what I mean? That means you're gonna make your money on the road. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, he gonna need a big record. But he's sort
And,
of positioned. He has positioned himself well to be able to, if he gets that big record, to be able to make sure it lands and get and it move. So he's in a great position for when he gets that big record. He just once he gets that big record, then we'll see if he can really take off up to outside of the boom bap side of hip hop. You know?
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I would love to see another another great female MC come out of Philly as well, man.
Well,
Yeah, that would be nice.
keep your ear out. Keep your ear out for a female artist from Uptown, Germantown, Platinum Star. She performs on the Energy a lot, and she's a spitter. She's a spitter. She's a spitter.
Yeah, most definitely.
She just gotta get more records. Just gotta get more records. But she's a spitter, and
Okay.
folks in the city know what it's hitting for when it comes to Platinum Star. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where she takes it. Where she takes it next.
She
She a
probably
G too.
she probably needs some production.
Oh, we already locked in. We already locked in. Yeah, we already locked in.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll send you some stuff.
word. So
She got a good aesthetic too. She wear the crazy contacts and
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
She's an all in
painted
art.
face and stuff.
And she's all in artsy too. So it's kind of like I'm really rooting on for Platinum to make that
right,
next step.
right. Speak man, it sounds like you and her need to do a feature together.
Yep.
Yeah. We talked about it. We talked about it a few times. Ain't got around to it, but yeah, definitely. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that's dope, man. So before we get out of here, fellas, man, tell people where to find y'all at, and if you have any announcements, you can go ahead and make them as well.
Um, you can find me on the gram. I am the difference. Speak Mind Music on all platforms. Um, right now, me and Ja working on the King of Flows mixtape, and also another project aside from that, but we haven't really put a name on it. But we got about 6, 7 tracks done right now, so that's coming soon. And yes, I think that's it for now. Just music, man. Just music, nothing but music.
Okay, before you answer, Jack, I want to say this, man. I think the way you and Jack collab together and how y'all kind of, structure things together. I could really see y'all putting some type of film together, maybe even something like a TV series. You know what I mean? Uh, uh,
Oh yeah, we got ideas.
you know what I'm saying? So why not? Especially in that city of Philly, and even with some of the underground, casting some of the underground artists, casting some of the models as well, man, and even some of the local businessmen. You know what I mean? I think y'all can make waves and make some headlines with that for sure. But you go ahead, Jack.
Nice. Yeah. So Ja RaJeem, it's Ja RaJeem on Facebook, Instagram. Um, I don't really have much of a TikTok presence. I'm working on it though.
Okay.
I haven't gotten much of a TikTok. I haven't got a lot of traction, is what I'll say.
Okay.
Also, you can check me out at JaRaJeem.com. The easiest way to support the work we do is directly from the website. You know,
Okay.
I do appreciate anyone who takes the time out to stream, whether you stream whatever your streaming service is. I really appreciate that. But we don't make no money off it. But I really do appreciate just folks giving it a chance, giving it a listen. You know what I
Right.
mean? I just really appreciate that, you know. Because there's millions of songs being released every week, right? So if someone takes time to listen to yours, like, yeah, I really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt, man.
The energy is we'll be back with the energy April. Date coming soon, lineups coming soon, and um I'm definitely dropping music with Speak Mind, but I'm also I work with other artists as well. So I'm releasing a single a month for the next year.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to touch down in the city this summer, and so
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely look y'all up for sure.
Well, if you're coming in Philly this summer, definitely look us up. We'll definitely host you and show you a good time.
No doubt. No doubt, man. And I want to thank y'all for coming on and sharing y'all knowledge, man. And I'll definitely be sharing, the music and stuff like that, and passing it on to some other friends that's in radio and in podcasting as well, man. And I just want to say peace and blessings to you both. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Peace,
And,
King.
man,
Word up.
Thank you, man. Much love.
man, yes,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Let's definitely stay in contact, man. If there's anything I can do to help, man. And y'all be up.
All right now.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
You too.